French fries. French fries are not French. The name comes from a French cutting technique, but the origin is Belgium. The method matters. Fries are fried twice. First at low temperature to cook the inside, then at high heat to crisp the outside. Skip the second fry and you lose everything. Chips. Chips were invented by accident. A chef, frustrated by a customer who kept sending back his potatoes for being too thick, sliced them paper thin out of spite. The customer loved them. Sliced extremely thin and fried or baked until completely crisp, chips became a global snack industry. Today, they come in flavors from cappuccino to wasabi. The original was just salt, and that version still wins. Million layer potato. Sliced razor thin, stacked in tight layers with cream and seasoning, compressed and baked. The result looks architectural, clean edges, distinct layers, golden top. It is a fine dining preparation, served alongside duck or premium cuts of beef. Same ingredient as every other potato dish on this list. Completely different identity. Gnocchi. Italian potato dumplings. Not quite pasta, not quite bread. Made from cooked potato mixed with flour and formed into small pillows, boiled and served with sauce. What most people do not know is that the original gnocchi had no potato at all. Potatoes arrived in Europe after colonization of the Americas and were folded into a dumpling tradition that already existed. Cream soup. Potatoes are a natural thickener. Cooked and blended, they create body and creaminess without flour or additives. Potato cream soup is a comfort food staple across France and the UK, finished with cream or topped with bacon and croutons. It is one of the few preparations where the potato becomes completely invisible, dissolved into something warm and smooth that no longer looks like a potato at all. Potato salad. Every country has a version. Germany uses vinegar and mustard, serves it warm, no mayonnaise. The United States uses mayonnaise, serves it cold. The base is always the same, boiled potato, but the dressing defines the culture. One consistent truth across all versions: potato salad tastes better after a few hours in the refrigerator. Patience improves it every time. Hash browns. Grated potato, pressed flat, and fried until golden. The critical step is squeezing out as much water as possible before cooking. Skip that and they steam instead of fry. In the United States, hash browns are a breakfast staple with an uncompromising standard. If they are not genuinely crunchy, people complain. One of the simplest potato preparations and one of the most punishing if done carelessly. Potato stew. Potatoes absorb surrounding flavors better than almost any other vegetable, making them the natural base for stews across dozens of cultures. Ireland built a food identity around them. Spain has patatas a la riojana with chorizo and paprika. Historically, potato stew was working-class food, cheap and filling, stretching small amounts of meat into something substantial. Plain boiled potatoes. The most basic method, and one of the most underrated, boiled whole in their skins, potatoes retain more flavor and nutrients than when peeled first. For centuries across Europe, boiled potatoes were survival food. Cheap, filling, available when little else was. Plain boiled potatoes have no pretension and no technique. Spiral potatoes. A single potato cut in one continuous spiral, threaded onto a skewer, then fried or baked. Popular at street food markets in South Korea and fairs across the United States. The enormous surface area means maximum crunch and maximum coverage for seasoning or cheese. Spiral potatoes are designed to be photographed as much as eaten. Street food optimized for the moment before the first bite. Gratin potatoes. Thinly sliced potatoes layered in cream, baked under melted cheese until the top turns golden and slightly crisp. That golden crust is literally what the word gratin means in French. Built around richness and slow heat, the potatoes absorb the cream completely during baking. It is not a light dish. It is the kind of thing that ends a meal in silence. Smashed potatoes. Boiled until tender, then flattened and roasted at high heat until the edge is crisp, while the center stays fluffy. Smashing increases surface area, which means more crunch. They went viral on social media for exactly that reason. The texture contrast is dramatic and visible. Classic mashed potatoes. Boiled potatoes, butter, warm milk. Mashed until smooth. The rule everyone ignores: do not overmix. Overworking the starch turns mashed potatoes gluey and dense. The goal is fluffy, not elastic. There are serious competitions dedicated to the perfect mash, which sounds absurd until you taste the difference between a good one and a bad one. Stuffed baked potatoes. A whole potato baked until the skin crisps and the inside goes completely soft, then split open and filled. Cheese, bacon, sour cream? The skin acts as both cooking vessel and edible shell. The contrast between crispy exterior and steaming interior is the point. A complete meal in one object. Wedges, cut into thick boats, tossed in oil and seasoning, baked. No peeling, no precise cutting, no frying. The skin crisps in the oven while the inside stays soft. Wedges make no pretense of being refined. They just work, every time, with almost no skill involved. Hasselback potatoes. Invented in a Stockholm hotel kitchen from a cutting mistake. The potato is sliced crosswise almost all the way through, leaving the base intact, so it fans open like an accordion during roasting. The cuts let heat and fat penetrate every layer, crispy on top, soft inside. A mistake became a technique. The technique became a trend. Tater tots. Invented to avoid waste. The grated scraps left over from cutting fries were being thrown away until someone compressed them into small cylinders and fried them. Crispy outside, soft inside, one bite each. Tater tots became an American school lunch icon. In the most literal sense, a snack made from what would otherwise have been garbage. If this was useful, drop a like and subscribe. More food content like this is on the way.